Okay, good morning, class. So today we're looking at polynomials. Alright, we read through all of this theory here. We spoke about the maximum times a function can cut the axis. It is dependent on the coefficient or the exponent on the highest power of x or the degree of the polynomial. So if it's the third degree, it will cut thrice. If it's second degree or quadratic, it will cut twice. People, we're looking at the examples for exercise 1 and 2 in this video, which is on page 134. There's no real examples for number 2 because exercise 2 deals with something you are very familiar with already. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up what was explained. Okay, now it makes sense to make an independent video for exercise 2. Alright. So if we are told in work example 1 is on page, sorry? 133. I think you see the weekend was too long for us, no? Alright. People, if f of x is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 1. The question says find the value of f of 1. Simple. What do? We replace x with 1. F of 1 is going to be 1 squared minus 2 times 1 plus 1. This gives you an answer of 1 minus 2 plus 1, which is 0. Not so. Let's now look on the other side. What is f of minus 3? So that means to say wherever I see an x, I put a negative 3. So in other words, it's going to be negative 3 squared minus 2 times negative 3 plus 1. Gives us 9 plus 6 plus 1, which gives us 16. Is there any confusion there? Huh? Let's look at example 2. Work example 2. Alright, so in work example 2, which is also on page 133, we are told if g of x is equal to negative x squared minus 3x minus 1, find g of a minus 3. So what does that mean? If I see x is, I replace it with a minus 3. That's simply going to give us g of x, oops, that's a 9, even more like a 9. If g of x is equal to negative x cubed minus x squared, negative x squared minus 3x minus 1, then g of a minus 3. Wherever I see x, I put a minus 3. So it's negative into a minus 3 squared minus 3 into a minus 3 minus 1. So what do I do from here? Simplify. Not so. So that gives us negative into first term squared, a squared, that times 2 is going to give you negative 6a plus negative 3 squared is 9. People, if you can't do this, don't keep yourself brave and try in an exam to do it. If you don't know how to do it, what do we do? Write it out twice, we multiply it. Okay. Let's multiply, get rid of the bracket there. So they give you negative 3a plus 9 minus 1. Get rid of the bracket. So it's negative a squared plus 6a minus 9. Minus 3a plus 9 minus 1. Which of course gives us negative a squared. What's 6a minus 3a? 3a. What's 9 plus 9? Negative 9 plus 9 is 0. Minus 1. People, you guys understand? Is there any confusion? Yeah. So you guys have done the exercise already, correct? So just tell me which sum did you have an issue with or a problem with. Don't tell me the whole exercise. Yes? Quickly. 7. Okay, this is from exercise 1. Number 7 read. We've got f of x equals 4x squared minus 5. The question says find f of x plus h minus f. How can you have a problem with this one? But anyway, okay. Which page is this on? Oh, it's on page 134. Okay, so that means to say, people, if f of x is equal to 4x squared minus 5x, then what is f of x plus h? So whenever we see a x, we replace it with x plus h. So it's 4 into x plus h squared minus 5 into x plus h. You see that? Which now gives us f of x plus h is that there, so it's going to be 4 into, I'm going to multiply the story out in this step. It's x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 5x, I'm going to multiply that in, 5x minus 5h minus, and what is f of x? 4x squared minus 5x, and that's what you have. But you made a mistake. What is the mistake? Yes, you must have a bracket, so you can multiply it. Did you have the bracket there? No? No, that's your mistake. Okay. So we get rid of the bracket, so it's going to be 4x squared plus 8xh plus 4h squared minus 5x minus 5h minus 4x squared plus 5. What happens now? Cancel. Cancel. So I'm left with 8xh plus 4h squared minus 5. Is there any other problem with exercise 1? Huh? No. Right, and then I said we're going to go into the refresher for exercise 2. Here in topic 7, you focus on factorizing third degree polynomial equations. In topic 8, you learn how to plot cubic functions. That's like drawing your cubic graph. Using calculus to find the turning points of the graph. Factorizing cubic polynomials by using common factor grouping or sum and difference of cubes is what we're going to look at now. Okay. So this is the first of the 3 sums that I just did a refresher on. I've got some nice notes there for you, for the you who always want to write your notes. You can write your notes from here. These are the examples on page 134. Example page 134. You are familiar with this method of factorizing. So in the past you have factorized cubic functions, but not all of them. So the cubic functions we used to give you were cubic functions which were appropriate at the time. Okay? So we're just refreshing your memory quickly. The question says factorize this. How are you going to factorize? You're going to take out a common factor first. And what is common here? X. And what are we left with? 2x squared minus x minus 3. So what is this now to us? Trinomial. So we must factorize the trinomial. So we've got x into, what do we get? 2x and 3 and x and 1. Not so. What about our signs? Plus and minus. So the bigger product must be minus. So it's going to give you a negative 3x and 2x. So it must be negative and positive. Okay. Any confusion at this point? No? Look at number 2. Number 2, we are told that we have 2x cubed minus x squared minus 2x plus 1. Again, to factorize. So where do we start? 4 terms, we do factorization by? Without looking there now. Factorization by? Grouping. Yes. So we're going to do a factorization by grouping. Okay. So we group the first 2. For factorization by grouping for 4 terms is going to either be 2, 2 or 3, 1. Okay. So we group that there. If it doesn't work out, it's rearrange. So what is common in the first 2 terms? X squared. What are we left with? 2x minus 1. What is common here? Negative. Not everybody at once. No? So it's going to be 2x minus 1. Now what do? We take out the common bracket, yes. We take out the common bracket. What do we have? 2x minus 1. We take it out and leave with x squared minus 1. Factorize the second bracket. And what type of factorization there? Difference of 2 squares. So that gives me 2x minus 1, x plus 1, and x minus 1. Is there any confusion there? Not yet. Okay. Number 3. We've got 2x cubed minus 16. So what do we notice here? Got a common factor. And what's a common factor? 2. What are we left with? X cubed minus 8. And that's the sum in difference, or the difference of cubes. Okay, just a refresher here. That if you got x cubed plus a cubed plus b cubed, they ask you to factorize this. What would it be? A plus b. Yes, everybody knows that part. Yes. Sorry, a squared, not a plus b squared. A squared plus 2ab. Oh. Not oh, no. Okay, I'll remind you. The first term times the second term, you take its opposite operation. So it's going to be negative ab plus b squared. Okay? Now, if you were given a cubed minus b cubed, what would that be? It will be a minus b, yes, we all know that part. A squared, yes. Yes. Right. It looks like many of you forgot. Please write it down. You might use it further on again. Okay, besides the sum. So factorize the difference of cubes. So if I apply that to what we have just done now, on x cubed minus 8, what would it give us? X minus 2, yes. What goes in the second bracket? X squared, yes. Plus what? 2x, yes. Opposite operation. X times 2 is 2x. And then plus. People, if that is coming from the sum or difference of cubes, this trinomial will never factorize. It will go into imaginary roots. Okay. So to us that won't factorize. That's right. People, is there any confusion there? Did anybody start with exercise 2 yet? Huh? Nobody. Okay. So your homework is exercise 2. And we're just going to do the theory of exercise 3, and then we're going to do the examples here. Okay.